I've got my sights on a brand new beginning. A steady rhythm will hold me to the shore.
Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are in a 1990 CRX SI, and this belongs to my buddy Taylor, who is a subscriber of mine who came to our little local car meet one day, and I saw a CRX. And I saw it and I was like, wow, that's a really clean CRX. I was really impressed with the paint quality and everything because it recently got resprayed. And also, body kits are one of those things now that you're almost shunned for doing it. Not anything like a wide body, but just a body kit. But on this car, somehow it just works. I really like it. I think a big part of it too is the color of the car. It's that nice white and black contrast, along with a nice tasteful little set of wheels. As for performance, it's got pretty much one of the slowest motors ever Honda has made. It's definitely more of an economy motor. The motor is a D15B7, which is a single cam motor by Honda, 4-cylinder, and it just shows in a straight line. You don't really go any, well, that wasn't too bad, but a big part of it is that the car is extremely light. The car, when it's bone stock, is 2150, so you're dealing with a paperweight of a car. It is literally just a, well, frankly, it's a tin can with an engine in it. I hate to say it, but it's it's pretty dangerous. It's a pretty dangerous car. Back then, it had a fairly decent crash testing rating, but nowadays, it's like, you're riding around in that thing, are you crazy? They also make a great performance platform because of how lightweight it is. The thing that kind of reminds me of the Fiat 500 I just drove, the Abarth, is that it is a small car, so when you do hit kind of a transition or a rivet in the road, the car kind of goes with it. Another thing you notice is the tire noise this car makes is atrocious. The tire noise almost makes more noise than everything else. You just hear it in the background, whoa. It's almost like being in an off-road Jeep. Believe it or not, although the car looks extremely low, it's an illusion. Taylor has told me it has never scraped ever, and that is just like, what? Especially with how low the muffler hangs. You see the muffler on it and you're like, that has to be a nightmare to drive around town or across potholes or sewer caps or whatever you're driving. But you drive it around and you're just floating above everything. It's pretty astonishing. I would totally see myself though coming up on a curve in a parking lot and just hitting the lip a little bit though, and then I would be sad. Go little Honda, go! Speed-wise, I would compare this with the Miata I drove recently, the Troll Miata per se. Maybe a little bit quicker because of how light it is. In a straight line, yeah, it's not that fast, but once you start doing corners like I am now, it really shines. It's a lot of fun. It's one of those cars, you don't have to be fast, it's just fun. And for a front wheel drive car, there's really not that much understeer. That's kind of the thing you think that would be stopping you is understeer. But unless you really push it to the absolute limit, you're probably fine. Only downside is that if you go too hard, the tail will kick out because of how light it is. So when you think about it, there's nothing back there. There's an engine up front to keep it down, but there's nothing back there. It's just a bubble. So just book, hops all over. Speaking of it being a bubble, there is such good visibility in this car. There's hardly any blind spots. This car has come a long way since Taylor got it. When Taylor got it, it was faded, gross red, along with had fake canards on the front. But that is why the engine bay is red and the rest of the car is white. But it does pay off in the end because the CRX looks great with a nice coat of white paint. There is one thing about Hondas that's very much a stereotype, and it has to do with their transmissions. whenever I drive a Honda that's lightly modified or it's just old, a lot of the times the synchros are not kind to you, especially in third gear. But with the third gear, you can't really quick shift it, at least without a little bit of a grind. You basically have no choice. You can do it if you do a little trickery as you stop and kind of fix it, but other than that, you just expect to grind it a little bit, at least if you're a beginner driver of a Honda. See that house? It's staring at me. He's ready. Basically, it's a two-step process. You go one, then into the gear, instead of just slamming into gears. You can't really slam into them, unfortunately. Two-step. It did it a little bit. It grinded just a little bit, but not as bad as I did before, so I guess I'm learning. The CRX is a good comparison to say like a Miata because of its balance and how light it is, but it is front wheel drive. That's why a lot of people call it kind of a front wheel drive Miata. I mean, that's why you see a ton of people take this car and swap B series into it or even K series into it, because of it's just a tin can with wheels. It's so light that it just is so aggressive. I mean, most of the people online have seen that one video of the CRX taking on a Murcielago a few years back, and he just had a turbo B series in it. What? I was that Honda kid leaving the car meet that ruined the car meet for everyone. CRX has a full exhaust on it, and the way Taylor describes it, it sounds like a bunch of angry bees as you tried to steal their honey like Pooh Bear. As soon as you get into the power band of this motor, it's like, I'm done. Just stop it. Make it stop to 5,000, 6,000 RPM, and that's when you feel it really start to pull, but then you have to shift. So it's like a double-edged sword. But with a low horsepower, this means you can do this. All the way around the bend. I'm running away from them. Yeah, there's gonna be people online who are gonna be like, oh, what a racer. But at the same time, at least ride in one. I ask you to ride in a CRX and be like, okay, I can see the potential in these cars. Absolutely. One thing about a Honda like this is the stereotypes that come with it. You know, just a bunch of racers, a Honda boy, blah, 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 which Taylor does come across, especially with an older generation. I mean, it is funny though, because we'll be at a stoplight hanging out, and he'll jokingly rev at you. But there's people out there that take that seriously, which is just silly. But overall, it's a great car. Fast? No. Is the D series motor fast? Typically not. But as for a fun kind of go-kart in the country boy roads, it's great. Another thing is the car has no power steering. So when you're gonna do a U-turn like I'm about to, the struggle is real for my little chicken arms. Oh my goodness. Come on, turn. Once you get your momentum though, you're good. Come on, come on. All right, and away. Another thing about the car is that it does not have ABS or traction control or power steering or pretty much any aids at all, but I think that's a big appeal to a lot of people. So all in all, the CRX is actually a good first car overall if you want to get into kind of performance stuff. Very much like the Miata, it's just a different approach. But as for safety, no, it's not a good car for safety. As for the suspension on this car, it is not stock. It has coilovers, so you can go around a bend almost all the way in it, or all the way in it. And at the same time, it has a bigger tire than the car came with. This has 205 size tires, while the car came with 195s. I feel like if this car was not pretty looking, I would be that kid at the car meet going, you want to run, bro? My car makes 400 horsepower, but I never dynoed it. Alright guys, I want to thank you all for watching this quick little review video. I hope you guys had fun watching, because I had fun driving. Slow car, but great handling car, and sometimes that's what you want. So well, I will see you guys next time. I want to thank Taylor so much for letting me drive his car. And I will see you guys next time, and take it easy. Have a very bee-filled day.